Hello and welcome to Patrick's Models and Transport. So here's a little extra video on wheels. That's exciting, isn't it? So, because on the video when I was showing you the Ex-Rova Rocco German State Railways carriage, Deutsche Bundesbahn carriage, I was mentioning the differences between Lima and Jouef wheels. And rewatching the video, I realized that most of the time I was holding the wheels sort of half in the view, in the viewfinder and half not, so you couldn't see anything, and I was talking rubbish to myself, more or less. So to go and amend this mistake, we're actually going to look at them right now in a dedicated video. So in my left hand we have a Jouef wheel set, in my right hand I have a Lima wheel set. They are both 11mm diameter wheels. So the first thing, what is obvious, the first thing you notice is that Jouef wheels have got a convex design, wheel center you can see. Lima are flat. Jouef wheels have got a concave rear side of the wheel, the back of the wheel, because of the way they're cast. And Lima, on the other hand, are completely flat. Then there's another difference, the axles. The axle width of a Lima is 24mm, a Jouef wheel instead it's 25mm, which means the Jouef wheels only fit to Jouef bogies or axle boxes, and they don't fit on other manufacturers' rolling stock, while Lima generally can be adapted and fit also on other manufacturers. Then you'll see another thing, you'll think, oh, but Jouef is narrow gauge. No, that's another thing you can recognize a Jouef set of wheels, is that they lose their gauge. Look at that, they lose their gauge non-stop. So it's like, you know, this multi-gauge wheels, you know, like between wheel sets between France and Spain, they adapt to the Spanish broad gauge, but no, we're not so sophisticated in model railways. HO is always the same gauge, luckily. But it would be interesting to have HO, not HGO, I'm tired, HO, a version of Spanish broad gauge, of Russian or Finnish broad gauge, etc., etc., to make matters even more complicated. No doubt there are rivet counters that would go absolutely wild about it. They would be going the dinger, as we say in Scotland. Okay, so that's the main difference between the wheels. Jouef wheels will only fit to Jouef stock. They run very well in Jouef axle boxes and Jouef bogies, nice smooth running wheels. I like Jouef wheels, but they can't be adapted, for example, to Lima carriages because their axles are too wide. Instead, the Limas more or less adapt to everything else. Of course, in the case of the Rocco Ex-Rova carriage, I'm going to have to buy some 10mm diameter wheels because one's missing. In fact, you can see, here it is, there we go. And I will be looking up, you can see, this is the Rocco or Rova wheel. And I will be buying Eve model wheels for that carriage. And thanks again to Railway 187 for giving me this piece of information. Okay, and that's all for the moment. I've finished talking and boring you, talking about wheels. If you enjoyed this boring video, you can give it a like, click the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. And let's see if I manage to do some other things to this channel, apart from getting myself emptying the telephone more likely, and doing some other things. Okay, and getting maybe a decent camera, but I'll have to do things will be done. There are other priorities for the moment. Okay, so we will continue with the rough and ready videos. That's it. 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Cheerio, and see you next time. Ciao, ciao. Cheers.